I sat quietly at my brother's engagement dinner until his fiancée turned to me and whispered. The room froze. He found out who took his place. I didn't flinch when she leaned close to me at the dinner table. Her lips barely moved, her perfume sharp, calculated. You should have been the one they celebrated, she whispered. And for the first time that night, I allowed myself to smile. The room froze, though no one else knew why. My brother laughed too loudly at a joke he didn't understand. My parents raised their glasses in forced pride, and I sat still, letting the weight of her words hang like smoke in the air. They thought I'd let them down, that I was the quiet failure who'd stumbled while my younger brother carried the family's honor on his back. They never suspected the truth. Every step of his rise had been carved out of my shadow. He was always their favorite. I was the experiment. He was the perfected model. When we were boys, I taught him how to cheat without getting caught, how to smile at teachers just enough to be adored, how to read a room and bend it to your will. He learned well, too well. By the time we were grown, he'd stolen not just my tricks, but my life. The job offer that should have been mine vanished, replaced with his sudden opportunity. The investment I'd pitched at the family table, mocked when I spoke, applauded when he repeated it weeks later as his own. And then came the ultimate betrayal. He slept with the woman I loved. He didn't even want her. He just wanted to prove he could take her from me. I never confronted him. I never shouted. That would have given him satisfaction. Instead, I let him believe he'd won. It started with a single message on her phone. His name, his words, his arrogance. The first cut was sharp, but instead of bleeding, I went cold. I watched them. The way her laugh changed when he walked into the room, the way he leaned too close, confident no one else noticed. But I noticed. I saw everything and I stored it away piece by piece like ammunition. When betrayal is loud, revenge must be silent. I didn't lash out. I studied. I mapped their weaknesses. My brother was reckless with money. He lived off appearances, expensive suits, lavish dinners, a credit card always close to breaking. My parents never saw it. They only saw the show, so I positioned myself quietly, alone here. A signature there, helping him climb higher, always higher, until I knew the fall would shatter him. As for her, she was ambitious, desperate to marry into security. My brother was her golden ticket, or so she thought. I made sure to become the one person she confided in when his arrogance cut too deep. And she did. Oh, she told me everything. Step by step, I dismantled him. I introduced him to a business partner, a man who worked for me in silence. My brother jumped at the deal, blinded by greed. Papers were signed, debts mounted, and his leash grew tighter around my hand. I never demanded repayment, not yet. Instead, I watched him boast at family dinners, his lies stacking higher than his future could bear. At the same time, I fed his fiancée truths disguised as secrets. I told her about the debts he hid, the false accounts, the women he entertained when he thought she wasn't looking. Every word was true. I didn't need to invent lies. I only had to reveal them slowly, strategically, until she doubted everything he said. By the time the engagement was arranged, she already knew the man she was marrying wasn't who he pretended to be. She just hadn't decided whether to expose him. That decision came at dinner. The room glittered with gold and laughter, every family member drunk on the illusion of success. My brother stood to make a toast, his voice trembling with pride. That's when she turned to me and whispered the words that cut the air in half. You should have been the one they celebrated. Then she stood, and with perfect calm she spoke, not to me, but to everyone. I can't marry him, she said. The silence was violent. Forks froze midair. Eyes widened. She laid it all bare, the debts, the lies, the betrayals. Her voice steady, her spine unbending. My brother's face collapsed in real time, from confident to desperate to ruined. He stammered, denied, pleaded, but it didn't matter. The truth echoed too loudly now. My parents looked at me then, finally, painfully, and I met their eyes without blinking. By the next morning, his engagement was broken. His creditors came calling. His reputation burned to ash. And me, I walked away clean. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't throw a punch. I simply waited, guided, and let him destroy himself. Now, when my family whispers that I let them down, I only smile because I know the truth. He found out who really took his place. And it wasn't luck. It was me.